Well, apparently, Blast started this whole thing out, recording posts written by rather humorous people on international incidents, and Matt is the one that introduced it to me, but I'm rather interested in seeing it myself, so I thought I would do one. About 3 years ago, back in 2006, I did a role play with Imperial Issa. I know he's an obvious target to pick on because he has dyslexia, but I want to make it clear that I can accept him for that, and it's just the way his threads get derailed, and if you've ever role played with him, you know what I mean. Anyway, so this thread was called Titans Rising, and I will link it in the side column there so everyone can see and read along, just because you have to see the punctuation and grammar. It is an entirely new angle. But it was called Titans Rising, and the plot was that this guy that I can't even begin to pronounce his name, is a really long word. He came up with the idea for a roleplay revolving around Thanatos, which I believe is the Greek god of death, or that might be Hades, I don't know. It was Thanatos, but he was escaping his bonds, and he had Loki and other stuff like that. And so it was our job to create like a Super Friends team, but of, I don't know, I guess Super Friends with ancient god powers or something. But anyway, they were to stop Thanatos. And I was in the roleplay, and I thought my posts were rather good. But also Imperial Issa was there, and this was my first exposure to him, I think. So perhaps you can just follow along. So his character's name is Sword. And, well, you just have to get the rest from this. Sword stepped out of the pub. He was pissed, and his two pet wolves, or wolves, know he was help him the best they can. They all were heading for home. It be a long trip back to Germany after all these years in the Roman army. So we can see that Sword is some kind of soldier here, and he has pet wolves, I assume on some kind of chain, and they've been in the Roman army for many years, multiple years we can see, but now they're heading home. So that's setting up there. And then we have a few more posts, and here's Issa again. Tiwaz, the German of war, not the German god of war, the German of war, came out of nowhere. Sword, I need your help, said Tiwaz. Hey, hi there, how's it going, said Sword. Sword, the world needs you, said Tiwaz. Why do think I am going to be sick, said Sword, who turned and be sick. Oh, that's bad. I think I came back when you are better, said T-Wez, who just goes. I don't even know where to start. So let's just continue on. And there's my post right after that. I'm rather proud of it. Then more posts. And here's Issa again. Sword awakes up with one hell of a hangover. Oh, I feel like doo-doo, said Sword to his wolves. The god Tiwaz looks down from above. I give him to lunch, he says to himself. I give him to lunch. Wow. We'll just continue on. There's some from Elite Soup. I remember him. That's been a long time. Oh, and here's Issa again. Sword had killed same game for lunch and was eating it when Tiwaz stand in front of him in a flash. Sword had his long sword out. Aptly named. Who are you? Tell me now or I will kill you for my protect, said Sword. For my protect. I am the god of war Tiwaz, said the god. What you think I am ass, said Sword. Let me show you, said the god who showed Sword that he was the god of war. So, I don't know if he did a magic trick or something, but he showed him he was the god of war. Okay, now we need to talk, said the god. Okay, can we talk over lunch, said Sword. Way not, said the god. Both sat down and started to talk over lunch. Ah, boy. Sword and the two wolves were not in Gaul, France. They were in same other nation where the Poepel were looking at them before the god sent him. The god gave him new weapon and armor. With a U. He must be English. So, I guess I'm noticing some similarities here in English posters. Thrashia. Oh, here's another one. Arr! Yelled Sword as he attacked another thing near a group of people. A claw hit his shield. And then he has an ook message. Or an out of character, sorry. But previously I had put in one of my posts that since all these other heroes are from different countries, they couldn't understand the same language. And for some reason my Aztec or Mayan themed guy ended up in Japan, so I had it where he couldn't understand what was going on, and for some reason Sword was there too. I don't know how he got there, it doesn't really say, but he's there. But now his ook comment is, let the gods make it so they spec the same. So, I'll just let you all interpret that for what it means. Then we're on to page 2. Now this roleplay didn't last very long, so I guess there's really not a whole bunch left, but